Good morning, everyone. It is October 1st. How could that be? I hear we have a birthday coming up.
Saturday.
You share with my daughter, Darren.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
Oh, nice.
the 5th, huh?
Yes. Yep.
Uh-huh.
Yep.
Yeah.
I'll be 32. Huh?
Uh-huh.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
Why are you laughing, Mark? That's for real.
You believe it?
You believe that?
We're going to get started with the Pledge of Allegiance today, led by Commissioner Boyce.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
We have the county engineer with lots of resolutions today. Good morning.
Resolution 704-19, resolution awarding contract and approving contract bond to Columbus Asphalt Paving Incorporated for the Roberts Road Shared Use Path Project, Norwich Township, Franklin County, Ohio, in the amount of $181,610.15.
Good morning, Commissioners. Happy October 1st. That feels like August 1st in some ways.
It does.
Yes.
We'll take it.
It sure does.
My name is Cornell Robertson, Franklin County Engineer. With me today,
Jamie Tickle, the Operations Engineer for Franklin County. I'm the Mechanical Engineer for the Engineer's Office.
Oh, great.
Commissioners, this first resolution is a shared use path project in the northwest part of the county. It's a cooperative project with City of Columbus and Hilliard. We had a bid opening on September 5th with 5 bidders, and Columbus Asphalt Paving had the lowest and best bid.
All right. If there are no comments or questions, move for adoption of 704-19.
I'll second.
Moved and second voting, Commissioner Boyce.
Yes.
Commissioner Brown.
Yes.
Resolution number 704-19 has been adopted. Resolution number 705-19, resolution awarding contract and approving contract bond to Strausser Construction Incorporated for the 2019 Franklin County Road Maintenance and Safety Program, Franklin County, Ohio, in the amount of $484,669.37.
Commissioners, this resolution seeks to award the contract and approve the contract bond to Strausser Construction for the 2019 Franklin County Road Maintenance and Safety Program. Strausser Construction was selected via the competitive bid process with a bid opening on September 3rd, 2019. Strausser Construction had the lowest and best bid.
Excellent. If there are no comments or questions, move for adoption of 705-19.
Second.
Moved and second voting, Commissioner Boyce.
Yes.
Commissioner Brown.
Yes.
Resolution number 705-19 has been adopted. Resolution number 706-19, resolution authorizing the Franklin County Engineer to enter into a contract modification with Darby Creek Excavating Incorporated for 2019 general drainage investigation and repair services, an increase of $366,000.
Commissioners, as stated, this is a contract modification for a drainage improvement project in the southeast part of the county. This project will be reimbursed by the City of Canal Winchester, the City of Columbus, and a portion from the Franklin County Drainage Engineer's Office.
Okay.
If there are no comments or questions, move for adoption of 706-19.
Second.
Moved to second voting, Commissioner Boyce.
Yes.
Commissioner Brown.
Yes.
Resolution number 706-19 has been adopted. Resolution number 707-19, Woolpert Incorporated Consulting Engineers appointed to assist the Franklin County Engineer in preparing right-of-way and construction plans for Sunbury Road at Woodward Avenue, Mifflin Township, Franklin County, Ohio, in the amount of $221,349.
This is a capital improvement project in the southeast part of the county in Mifflin Township, and this project is at the point where we're ready to move forward with a detailed design by Woolpert, and we utilize the qualifications-based selection process and would recommend your approval.
Great. If there are no comments or questions, move for adoption of 707-19.
Second.
Moved and second voting, Commissioner Boyce.
Yes.
Commissioner Brown.
Yes.
Resolution number 707-19 has been adopted. Resolution number 708-19, resolution authorizing a contract with Resource International Incorporated Consultants to provide on-call engineering services in the amount of $100,000.
Commissioners, as stated, this is an on-call engineering services contract with Resource International. Again, we use the qualifications-based selection process and would recommend your approval.
I'm curious, so that on-call engineering is like, you're doing a project with a bridge or culvert or something, and you've got a questionable thing that arises, and you need to have an engineer that can come out and evaluate it, or it's a second opinion type thing? Is that what-
It could be both of those. It could be also for just completely the unexpected. And small projects tend to pop up occasionally.
Mhm.
And so this allows us to have a consultant on hand, ready to go, and we can move with efficiency.
And pretty much, these funds are only used if you use them, so it's like
Correct.
drawdown type thing.
Yes, absolutely. Many tasks may be involved to utilize this full contract.
Sure, thank you.
Yep.
If there are no further comments or questions?
No?
Move for adoption of 709-19. I'm sorry, 708-19.
Second.
Moved and second voting, Commissioner Boyce?
Yes.
Commissioner Brown?
Yes.
Resolution number 708-19 has been adopted. Resolution number 709-19, resolution authorizing a contract with Sands Deckard CPS LLC Consultants to provide on-call engineering services in the amount of $100,000.
Commissioners, identical type of contract for the same type of situations that may arise.
Thank you. If there are no comments or questions, move for adoption of 709-19.
Second.
Moved and second voting, Commissioner Boyce?
Yes.
Commissioner Brown?
Yes.
Resolution number 709-19 has been adopted.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Have a great day.
You too.
The sheriff's.
Resolution 710-19, resolution authorizing a settlement to Miss Taylor Penwell for a disputed vehicle damage claim due to an auto accident involving a Franklin County Sheriff's deputy in the amount of $737.34.
Good morning, Commissioners. Dave Masterson, Director of Administrative Services, representing Sheriff Dallas Baldwin. This resolution approves a settlement of a vehicle damage claim from an accident that occurred on May 29th of this year. It's been recommended by the County Claims Adjuster, Fleet Management, and the Prosecutor's Office, and approval of this resolution will provide payment in the amount of $737.34. Pending any questions, I ask approval of this resolution.
Great. If there are no comments or questions, move for adoption of 710-19.
Second.
Moved and second voting, Commissioner Boyce?
Yes.
Commissioner O'Grady?
Yes.
Commissioner Brown?
Yes.
Resolution 710-19 has been adopted.
Thank you.
Thank you. Have a great day.
Economic Development and Planning.
Resolution 711-19, review of petition to annex 0.70 plus or minus acres from Jefferson Township to the City of Gahanna, case number annex 19-19.
Good morning, Commissioners. Jenny Snap, Assistant Director, Economic Development and Planning. This resolution is to consider an expedited Type 2 annexation petition of 0.70 acres from Jefferson Township to the City of Gahanna. The area to be annexed includes property located at 4478 East Johnstown Road, that's south and east of East Johnstown, north of Clark State Road, and west of Reynoldsburg New Albany Road North. Petition was filed by owner John B. Schaefer. That's on behalf of both the owners, John B. Schaefer and Machiko Schaefer. And I want to note that both are in attendance if you have any questions. 60.2% of the site's perimeter is contiguous with the City of Gahanna, and the city passed resolution number RES-0010-2019 on September 16th, 2019, indicating the services that will be provided once the annexation is approved, and a statement regarding possible incompatible land uses and the zoning buffer. Petition meets all statutory requirements outlined in Section 709.021 of the Ohio Revised Code, and pending any questions, we request your approval.
Thank you, Ms. Knapp. I don't have any issues with this particular resolution, but I just have a question. Does when a city or municipality is annexing land, does it have to be contiguous at all? Can it be complete? So it has to have some touch
Yes,
of that.
and I believe it's
municipality?
5% is the
5%.
statutory requirement.
Okay, all right, thank you.
And this particular one is solely for utility services.
Got you, thank you.
Mhm.
If there are no comments or questions, move for adoption of 711-19.
Second.
Moved and second voting, Commissioner Boyce?
Yes.
Commissioner O'Grady?
Yes.
Commissioner Brown?
Yes.
Resolution number 711-19 has been adopted.
Thank you.
Thank you. Community partnerships.
Resolution number 712-19, resolution authorizing the Catalyst Grant to the Family Mentor Foundation to provide assistance to food insecure children in Franklin County in the amount of $75,000.
Good morning, Commissioners. Dana McCrary, Community Partnerships. Our first resolution is for the Family Mentor Foundation, and it will enable us to support them in providing buddy boxes to children who are at risk for food insecurity. So every Friday during the school year, the children will take home shelf-stable, easy-to-prepare foods that they can enjoy, and if they have a sibling present in the home, they also receive enough food so that those children can be assured that they will be able to eat over the weekend while they're not receiving school lunches. In addition, the children receive buddy boxes for 9 weeks during the summer vacation as well. So pending any questions, I would request approval of this resolution.
Do you know how much that'll cover? Like how many buddy boxes it will produce, or and how long? If you don't, it's not a big deal. I'm just curious.
Well, okay. I know that just over 1,100 children will be served. So, but I'm not sure exactly how many boxes that equates to. But
That's
I
good,
can
just
find
to know
out.
that 1,100.
Yeah.
I mean, that's an important part to understand. You know, because
Mhm.
It's 1,100 additional children that
Yes,
will get
yes.
nutritious food.
Because of our support.
Because of this support.
Yes.
And this is the first time this program is being supported by us, isn't it?
That's correct. That's
Dana,
correct.
do we partner with anybody on this?
Yeah.
We are not partnering with anyone directly for this resolution. However, I know that the Family Mentor Foundation partners with Children's Hunger Alliance,
Well, that's good.
who we support. So they kind of, you know, they work in partnership and do a warm handoff where they can to make sure that their children are not falling in the gaps.
Well, I was going to say, that's great, because as much as this is a fantastic program and a great number, 9 weeks isn't the entire summer, and so, I mean, there's still holes here.
That's right. That's right. And I know that, you know, these the incidences of food insecurity are just creeping further and further into the suburbs. You know, families are working 2 and 3 jobs, and still they are having difficulties in feeding their families. So I'm so excited to be able to use this Catalyst funding to be able to reach children who really are in need.
I just went to the grand opening of the Hilliard Food Pantry a couple of weeks ago, and they expanded from a room that was less than the size of this one to one that's about 5 times the size of this one in Hilliard, where they didn't even have a food pantry 20 years ago. Now they need a food pantry that's, I mean, comparatively it's enormous. And so, I mean, if you've got, I mean, so you're talking about, you know, the need for you know, food insecurity and the need for these type of services in the suburbs. You know, we used to think of this as, you know, either an urban inner city problem or a rural problem, and now this is something that we have in every single one of our suburbs. Dublin's got a food pantry. Even in our wealthy suburbs, we've got these issues, and so this is certainly something I mean, obviously, this is something that we researched and learned and studied in our poverty work over the last year and a half. But this is just a growing problem that we'll continue to face.
Yeah, and I'll just add too. I recognize Commissioner O'Grady. You've long been an advocate and leader regarding food insecurity, and the poverty work is really, I think, a new layer of this that I think is so fitting. I know what it's like to be a hungry kid, and these resources go far beyond what we might think. It's not just a meal, and so this is what I would consider the greatest investment, one of the greatest investments we can make. And so, to your credit. Thanks for bringing this Catalyst grant forward. I'm glad Commissioner O'Grady brought up the Hilliard Food Pantry. I've not been out there, and I'm going to make a point to try to go see, because some of these suburban where poverty, what we learned in our last year of studying poverty in Central Ohio is that it's growing the most in our suburban areas, and so your example of it growing from a room this size to 5 times is not a good thing, but it is a good thing. You know, and
Yeah.
it's indicative of
Beautiful
a
pantry.
bigger issue that we've got. Nonetheless, we're attacking the problem, and so I'm gonna have to make some time to get out
Yeah,
there.
I can get you with Tammy Tucker. Tammy actually left the Mid-Ohio, well, she didn't leave. She's from the Mid-Ohio Food Bank. She worked, and has been with Matt and those guys down there for years. But being she's a Hilliard resident, she labor of love. She got with the folks, in Hilliard. One of the guys that runs it's a 2008 Hilliard Davidson High School grad, and they're the ones who moved this thing and opened it at the Life Community Church right there on Cemetery Road.
Oh,
It's
sure.
beautiful.
Mhm.
And there were members of the legislature there. All the leadership from Hilliard was all there, but it was the hard work of the folks that out there in Hilliard that put this thing together. It's a nice facility, a really nice facility. They did a great job.
Yeah, I asked my staff to make a note that let's get out there and take a visit. I'd love to learn more about some of the suburban food pantries and where our needs might exist and
Great.
how we can be helpful. This is good work. Thank you, Director.
President Brown, Commissioner O'Grady, Commissioner Boyce, Kenneth Wilson, County Administrator. Looking in the contract, this is part of a partnership which would distribute 43,020 buddy boxes to those 1,195 low-income food insecure children, and it's going to touch 28 preschool, elementary, and middle schools.
Thank you.
So
Great.
That's
pretty
great.
significant. I mean, this is really, with the Catalyst program, this is
Absolutely.
a perfect picture of,
This is
of
wonderful.
something new, something innovative that we haven't done under this program. So thank you, Dana, for and a team that looked through so many of these applications that were submitted.
And Commissioner, I'm really glad you brought that up on the sort of technical details of what we do with Catalyst Grant. And I just want to remind you that we also want to work with these nonprofits to make sure they have sustaining resources. That the Catalyst Grants are just that, the kickoff or help to expand and get it going. But we want to make sure we're working with them to identify long-term resources so
Yes.
that we're not pulling back to help another agency, but that agency is losing. And so I just wanted to put that out there because that's where the real work comes in. Is
And that's
sustainable.
critically important to say, that we made it very clear from the beginning with Catalyst, and when we kicked off the awarding of those grants, we talked about with the recipients the need to work together to help them find sustainable funding to carry on the work, because we surely don't want good work to stop.
That's correct. And we will bring together this cohort of Catalyst grant recipients and work with them and share resources. We plan to meet with them regularly so that we can be checking in and saying, what resources can we share? Here are some RFPs that we've, maybe pulled down from the Federal Register, or wherever we can help plug people in. That is our intent, and we'll bring that group together for the first time in December, because by then, God willing, and the creek don't rise, all of these contracts will be administered, and people will have a few minutes to, get their feet wet and.
Cries. Creek tries.
Thank you.
Well, if there are no further comments or questions, move for adoption of 712-19.
Second.
Moved to second voting, Commissioner Boyce.
Yes.
Commissioner O'Grady.
Yes.
Commissioner Brown.
Yes.
Resolution number 712-19 has been adopted. Resolution number 713-19, resolution authorizing the Catalyst Grant to the City of Columbus to provide life skills training and fitness opportunities for girls in grades 3 through 8 in cooperation with Girls on the Run in the amount of $18,000.
Commissioners, this Catalyst grant is a little bit extraordinary because we are working with the City of Columbus to actually pass through the funding. It was easier and simpler to do that. The groups that we are supporting, the Girls on the Run runners, are meeting at City of Columbus Recreation and Park Department sites. So this is just such an exciting and wonderful opportunity. I know, Commissioner Boyce, you already know how fantastic you feel after a run. You have that.
I don't feel fantastic.
You don't feel
It's quite awful, actually, but I know the effects long term are good.
long
so.
term. I'm not sure I don't know what's. I think maybe you're doing something wrong. I'm not sure about that.
Well, there you go.
I will say,
He's running, that's what's wrong.
running, that's okay. But it's such a wonderful program to empower girls. All they have to do is get those shoes, and it really is a feeling of, wow, I can do this. When when you're training for a marathon, you think, you look at that schedule and you're like, am I ever going to be able to do this? And it's the same thing in training, I think, for a 5-kilometer run. If you've never done it, 3.1 miles seems like a very long way to go, especially for little girls, and it's such a confidence builder. Anyways, I'm going to stop going on about this program. We're so excited this morning to have Jess Sparks, who is the Executive Director of Girls on the Run, here with us to tell us a little bit about this program and the opportunities it will afford for girls in Columbus.
Good morning.
Good morning, Commissioners. Thank you all so much for having us come and share about Girls on the Run today. We were very excited to receive notice of this opportunity to apply for the Catalyst Grant. I am joined by our Development Director, Sarah Hyder. And this was the first grant she wrote for Girls on the Run when she first joined us in March. So
Wow.
we were very excited.
1 for 1. all right.
Yeah.
Congratulations.
It's all downhill from here.
Oh no, she's continued to go uphill. It's been great. So as Dana mentioned, Girls on the Run prepares girls to complete a 5K at the end of a 10-week season that focuses on building their confidence, their participation in physical activity, and their self-esteem. The life skills that they learn feed into that by giving them the opportunity to develop self-awareness, social emotional skills to handle conflict, cooperation, selecting and keeping healthy relationships, as well as giving back to the community. All of our Girls on the Run teams complete an act of service. The idea is generated by them and supported by their adult volunteer coaches. And then comes the 5K. So it's a lot of preparation and getting these girls focused on a healthy self, healthy relationships with others, and a healthy impact on their community. So it really is a ripple effect that they're generating. And so the girls that we serve are in grades 3 to 8, so ages 8 to 13, 14. And their volunteer coaches are supporting them at our sites at the Columbus Rec and Park Centers. Currently, we have about 30 girls enrolled in programs, so that's a third of the girls that this grant could support, and they are supported by community volunteers who are also site directors and managers at those Rec and Park Centers. The one site is Douglas, which is in the South London area, and then Marion Franklin on the near southeast side.
And the girls receive, in addition to all of that support, they receive
The shoes that Dana mentioned. So last week when it was really hot, I was out measuring feet. And a lot of those feet didn't have socks. But it's a great opportunity for girls to have safe and properly fitted footwear. Your feet are your shock absorbers, and they are the foundation of your physical activity. And maybe Commissioner Boyce needs to be fed in a better pair of shoes, maybe would improve that experience. I know some people, I can help out, get you connected, but it really is the foundation for a great experience. Our girls are running, walking, jogging. Some of our girls have mobility impairments that may keep them from moving at a pace until they build up their physical capacity to move in a different way.
If you've never seen Commissioner Boyce on race day, he will never, ever be in any danger of not being sighted. He is a colorful human being while he is out there running.
That's what we like to see.
That's the way
You
to
gotta
stay
have
safe.
fun.
You
That's
have to
true.
stay safe.
He's a
yes,
safe
with
guy.
your bright colors and
He is a neon safe dude while he is out there running.
Love my neon. What are you talking about? I will say though, I mean, sometimes I know Mark's here and others. Sometimes they see our what we do with funds, and they say, "Oh, you're buying kids tennis shoes or something," and I think sometimes we miss the really important part that's embedded in what you said, and that's it is as much a safety and health issue, but it also sets them up to do it the correct way. And I will tell you that the shoes are the most important part. Because when I first started running, I just bought shoes and ran, and I had so many issues until I got fitted and got the right shoes for my running style. And so I think this is critical. I think this is a big deal. And I really believe in health and wellness, that if we invest in wellness and sort of and that's what the county is, I think, famous for. I've been at every level of government, and no one does it like the county in terms of investing in its employees in a way that promotes a healthy and safe kind of lifestyle. And so this is in addition to that, and I think the work you're doing is great. I'm not familiar with Girls on the Run, but I'll become familiar with it. So
Thank you.
Thank you.
That's great. And I think, too, just to tie into with what you were saying, Commissioner Boyce, the shoes are so important, and sometimes, parents are struggling, and there have been instances where the shoes would be taken and given to another sibling.
Sure.
So they keep the shoes at the recreation and park sites. They keep them with socks so that the girls always have them and that they're safe and they're there for them to use.
Outstanding.
That's great.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
If there are no, I'm sorry.
That was great stuff.
If there are no further comments or questions, move for adoption of 713-19.
Second.
Move to second voting, Commissioner Boyce.
Yes.
Commissioner O'Grady.
Yes.
Commissioner Brown.
Yes.
Resolution number 713-19 has been adopted.
Thank you, Dana. Purchasing.
Resolution number 714-19, resolution approving purchases for various Franklin County agencies in the amount of $1,043,053.11.
Good morning, Commissioners. Megan Perry Balanier, Director of Purchasing.
And Marlise Wicker, Smalling Emerging Business Coordinator.
The resolution before you seeks approval of 70 purchase orders for which the county auditor has pre-certified available funding.
This week's small and emerging business vendors include 17 eligible purchase orders totaling approximately $295,000. These purchase orders are for goods and services that have a higher likelihood of participation by small and emerging businesses. Of these, 11 were awarded to small and emerging businesses totaling $283,100.69, which is 65% of the eligible PO value and 96% of the eligible purchase order dollar value.
Pending any questions, we recommend approval of this resolution.
If there are no comments or questions, move for adoption of 714-19.
Second.
Move to second voting, Commissioner Boyce.
Yes.
Commissioner O'Grady.
Yes.
Commissioner Brown.
Yes.
Resolution number 714-19 has been adopted.
Thank you.
Thank you. Board of Commissioner resolutions.
Resolution number 715-19, a resolution approving the issuance of certain hospital improvement revenue bonds of the County of Franklin, Ohio, in an original aggregate principal amount not to exceed $175 million, and consenting to and approving the execution and delivery of the 19 supplemental lease relating to such bonds.
Morning, Commissioners. Glenn Pratt with Dinsmore and Scholl. We're bond counsel for the proposed financing. With me is Luke Brown, who is the interim chief financial officer for Nationwide Children's. The resolution before the Commissioners would approve the issuance of the bonds, as was mentioned in the principal amount not to exceed $175 million, which would finance a number of improvements at the campus of Nationwide Children's. The bonds would be structured as fixed rate rated bonds based on the creditworthiness of Nationwide Children's. As you know, with all hospital revenue bonds of this sort, the bonds are supported not by the full faith and credit of the county, nor are there any tax monies that are dedicated to the financing. The financing is based solely on the credit of Nationwide Children's. If there are any questions, the Hospital Commission adopted the resolution last Wednesday, the 25th. The vote was unanimous except for one abstention based on a potential conflict. With that, if there are any questions before you consider the resolution for adoption, we're happy to answer them.
Not sure if you know, but what are the projects? You said various projects. Any big things that the public should know about?
Sure. Great question. About half of the transaction is taxable bonds, and those proceeds will be used to help support the funding of the behavioral health pavilion that will be opening next March. And then, but the other half of are tax exempt bonds, and those proceeds will be used. We're building a data and conference center and a utility plant on the west, what we call West Campus, which is west of Parsons Avenue, that will support the behavioral health pavilion and the Livingston Ambulatory Center that's down at the end of the footprint at the corner of Grant and Livingston.
Great. Outstanding.
Great.
If there are no further comments or questions,
No.
move for adoption of 715-19.
Second.
Moved and second voting, Commissioner Boyce?
Yes.
Commissioner O'Grady?
Yes.
Commissioner Brown?
Yes.
Resolution number 715-19 has been adopted.
Thank you, Commissioners.
Thank
Thank you,
you.
Commissioners.
Any journalizations? Okay, we are adjourned.
Well, till next time.